This is Tom Hartman with CityNetMagazine.com. We're at Montreal Comiccon 2014, and we have the pleasure of being here with Vera Baby, who's one of the cosplayers here. Hi.
Hello.
So thank you very much for taking time to talk to us. I gotta say, you seem to have quite a fan following.
I'm trying. Everybody's been really great.
Now, from what I understand, you haven't been doing this a very long time, but wow, you've really risen. How did you get into it?
Oh, thank you so much. I started out modeling, so just regular stuff. I do like a lot of nude work. The first thing I ever did was Suicide Girls, and then from there I kind of branched out, and I'm a collector. Like I'm obsessed with Batman, so I used to go to cons and just kind of like buy statues or just buy collectibles that I'm really into, and I kind of have a room in my home that's just like all my Batman stuff, so just filling it up. And then one year I'm like buying a statue and I'm looking at this girl and she's like dressed as Harley Quinn, and I'm kind of like, you know, I really want to do that. And then the next year I showed up as this Mary Jane. Actually, this was my first ever costume. I showed up as this at Toronto Fan Expo, and everything kind of like picked up even more, and I was like, this is a lot more fun than modeling. Like, modeling is fun, but this kind of, it's more passionate almost, because, you know, you get to be the characters that you love so much and that you just admire, and, you know, it gives you that like girly squealy feeling when you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my god, you know, like I'm this person, you know what I mean? Of
course. So the people that you choose to dress up as, are they characters that you've chosen yourself?
Oh yes, always. If it's not passionate, it's not worth it.
Well, you certainly seem to pull it off. So I have to say, what's your experience been like here at Comic-Con? Is it pleasant to meet your fans face to face?
Oh, it's so great. It's like my favorite thing. The first time that I did it, I was really scared. Like, I wasn't sure if the reactions were going to be positive or if people were going to be nice, but everybody's really warm. Everyone's always really like smiley and kind, and I love everyone. I've never had a bad experience.
Excellent. Do you have any requests for people? Are they ever asking you to dress up as a particular character?
Oh, people ask me to do characters all the time, and I love to hear what it is that people love, but whenever I do a character, it's got to come from my heart. It's got to be something that I'm thinking about all the time, that I'm like, oh, I just got to do that character, you know?
So how does it feel actually walking around in a different character? Do you feel like a different person, or do you feel like more yourself?
It depends. When I did my Harley Quinn cosplay, I felt like a different person, but I think because my natural personality kind of matches her in a way, so I sort of slowly kind of became that character just because it felt natural, and then that kind of made me feel different. But in most costumes, I still feel like me. I'm just playing dress up. I'm just my own little dolly.
So I'm almost very curious about how cosplayers see themselves. Tell me, if you have to describe yourself in 3 words, what words would those be?
Silly, slutty, not slutty, but in style, yeah, and creative.
Excellent, excellent. And let's say someone was to pick you up. What's one of the best or worst pickup lines you've ever heard?
I don't think I've ever heard a really bad pickup line, actually, when I think about it. I don't think I've ever.
So that being the case, what advice then would you have for guys?
Oh, to hitting on like cosplay girls? Don't be overly aggressive, because it's intimidating and nobody wants you near them if you're like pushing too hard. Never put your name in her phone. Like, a guy will like take your phone and then text you or text himself from your phone. That's like the worst thing. Actually, thinking of bad pickup lines, that's probably the worst thing I've ever seen happen. Fortunately, it wasn't to me. But just be nice. Tell her what you're interested in. If she's interested in the same things, chances are you guys are going to connect in some way. And if it kind of blossoms from there, it blossoms from there. But don't try too hard. Don't push too hard. Don't be over expectant, because nobody likes that. And always bring energy bars to cons and offer them to the women, because they will very much appreciate that.
Excellent. So obviously this is something you're planning on doing for quite a while. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, maybe along these lines?
Living in a box.
Living in a box.
Kidding. I'm totally kidding. I hope to continue to do it, but I kind of want to have bigger, more badass kind of looks. Like, my thing is always going with like sex appeal. Like, that's just what where my fandom comes. Like I love Artist Alley and like seeing all of the sexy drawings, and that's like what inspires me. But I really want to get more into like Warbler and learning how to like make things more detailed. And I also have to learn to sew, because I make my props right now, but somebody else usually makes like the actual costume part. Except for this, I did this one, but this is kind of just taking an outfit and cutting it and sewing it, so it doesn't really count.
Okay, so my last question for you would be, if you had to meet had the choice of meeting a celebrity, either alive or dead, who would you want to meet?
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner, that was right off the bat?
Yeah, I admire him. I don't know, I think he's really cool, and I admire him, and I've always just really liked like Playboy and just the Empire, and yeah.
Excellent.
Well, I've already met Stan Lee, but I would like to have dinner with Stan Lee. That would be very cool.
One of the best answers we've heard so far.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you very much for your time. Can we ask you where we can find more information about you? I see we have you have a Facebook page and a DeviantArt page.
This is my website, verababy.com, 18+. This is my Twitter and my Instagram. That one anybody can look at. Facebook.com/Miss Vera Baby, and DeviantArt is vera-baby.deviantart.com, and these are the ones that I'm on all the time. So I'm on other sites, but I don't really check them as often as these guys. This is my main home, verababy.com, verababy.com, verababy.com.
verababy.com, you heard it here. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
This is Tom Hartman with CityNetMagazine.com. Thanks for watching.